Well, y'all have heard of Murphy, right? You think Murphy's ever met a ham? I know Murphy hasn't met this ham on radio type stuff yet. Well, at least I believe. Maybe I'm safe about this. I don't know. I got a problem. I'm going to share it with you. About a year ago, I stopped using my Starlink because I'm using T-Mobile's mobile internet service, and it's been working fantastic. I'm getting like ridiculously, shockingly high speeds out of cellular internet, like almost a gigabit per second download in some places in the US and almost 300-400 megabits per second upload in some places in the US. This place right here, right now, I ain't getting that. Because I've been getting such good results for so long, I decided to get rid of my Starlink. So I was in Arizona and I put it up on Facebook Marketplace. And then I told people I'm, living full-time RV and moving from place to place. And then I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico and renewed the Facebook listing. Come find me at the RV park and come get this Starlink from me. I know you want it. I know you need it. I don't need it anymore. I got this T-Mobile mobile internet thing. It's been working great. Finally, I got it sold and we've gone for a couple of months without it. I've been still without it even in possession. Before we were going for almost a year without it even being turned on. Even at Quartzsite, Arizona, in the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere, BLM land, nothing to be seen anywhere around. I didn't need the Starlink because the T-Mobile was working great. I did a couple of live streams there. But again, here I am in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. I'm actually not even in the middle of nowhere. I'm just outside Iowa City. I should have better access. But the reason why I don't, this is where it ties into ham radio. This is why y'all are here. The reason why I don't is because I'm down in a river valley and the tower is somewhere there above my line of sight elevation and my antenna is inside of the router, inside of the RV, sitting in a window. So all kinds of compromises going on. Ham's favorite words, two favorite words, compromise and depends. Those are the two things that hams use all the time because this is a compromised setup. It's on the wrong side of the RV. I'm down in the holler of a river valley next to a dam at a Corps of Engineers campsite, and I don't have a good line of sight to the tower. I don't have a good antenna. But like I said, Murphy hasn't met this ham. We're going to take this device right here, the Proxicast MIMO antenna, and see if this will work. So first I want to get you guys a baseline and let you know what I'm working with in terms of speed. My live stream last Monday kind of sucked. It was kind of potato quality. Let's get the phone, which is sitting on my desk behind me, and let's get the video capture set up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see in the top corner of the phone that I am connected to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi does not have the antenna on because it's still in the box. I know you guys don't believe me, so I'm gonna open the box real quick. This is probably gonna be the world's fastest unboxing because, if I can get the box open, there's only one thing in the box, and that is the antenna. There's zero instructions with this, and it's a small little omnidirectional antenna, and it's at, anyway, we'll get to that. I'm gonna hit the go button on the speed test, pow, and we're gonna watch this thing. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because, speed tests take time. All right, there we go. So I've got 97.5 megabits per second of download speed. I'm the only one using this internet right now. I like that ad, I need that shirt. I'm a trophy husband. I mean, my wife beats me too, but I'm still a trophy husband. The upload speed is 0.5, which actually isn't bad if you're just browsing the internet as a single person or even lightly as a couple. You can stream videos over this, no problems whatsoever, but I can't upload videos and I can't live stream. I need at least 5 megabits per second upload speed. I can take this router and I can put it on this side of the RV, which then gets it a different aperture, different window of opportunity to the antenna to the cell tower, and it doesn't get any better. It actually gets worse. So having it on this side, which is not where I normally put it, instead of that side, which is where I normally put it, makes it better, but not good enough to stream with. And that's where this antenna comes in. So I'm gonna run this thing out and I'm gonna connect this, hopefully, somehow, ham-wise. I'm just gonna ham rig it to make this thing work. So it's what they call a MIMO, and I think, don't quote me on this, I think MIMO stands for multi-in, multi-out. And I have 4G, 5G, 4G, 5G, 4G, 5G. It's an omnidirectional antenna, so I'm guessing there's 4 antennas in here and they're all pointing in different directions. You can get better versions of this, but this one here I figured would get me started. This is about 200 bucks, and it gives me the option to mount it flush mount to the roof of the vehicle directly. So if it works really well, then I'll use it. And if it doesn't work really well, I'm still gonna blame the area. because I'm still down inside of a river valley. But let's get this thing mounted. All right, so this is where hamming it up comes in. I have a mounting bracket for an older antenna that's got that thing on it that allows me to slide these wires through and tighten up this nut here. However, what I just saw is that that bolt nut combination is actually too big for the mounting bracket. Can y'all see that? It's too big for the mounting bracket, but it's gonna get the proof of concept done, and that's kind of what's the important step here. Now, get this out of the way, get this out of here. How do I get this up above that in order to make it all work out? So this is a regular like roll bar clamp for an antenna or bull bar mount or whatever you want to call it. And I've got my clamp that I showed y'all in a previous video that's got the regular trucker mount on top. This is also not big enough, but I think between all of this stuff, I can get a proof of concept proven. That's what I want to do. All right, so hopefully this will fit on here somehow like that. Yeah, I want it as high as I can get it. We're only going to be able to use one of these bales because of the way the trucker mount, the mirror mount is. Yeah, that's going to do it. That'll work just fine. So now I need flat washer, lock washer, flat washer, lock washer. Put the other ones away so I don't lose their pieces. Because this is still a good antenna mount, and I will probably use this at some point in the future properly, but this ain't that day. This is the day that we figure out whether this works or not. And of course it's a 10 mil. And then you guys remember this ladder hack. This is one of those telescoping ladders. I'm gonna put this up as high as I can get it this time. Last time I didn't for a completely different reason. And we're gonna go a little diagonal like that just for more surface area on the clamping space that y'all can't see. So there it is, there's the clamp. Like I said, I'm going diagonal for more surface area. Now let's get the antenna on and get this thing up in the air. Yeah. If I just let this thing flap in the breeze, you know it's gonna fall over and cause me problems. So I'm going to actually use the twist ties that it came with and twist tie it to the clamp mount. All right, it survived the walk over here. This is the router you can see, and this is my entry point that we did in a previous video to get the cables through. Do not like drilling holes in an RV. And we have achieved almost maximum distance there. Yeah, I need to go up higher. Well, that's gonna be fun. These cables aren't long enough to get into the entry point and get back into the RV. So we're gonna have to bring the router outside. I have the power to do that. That also means I can raise it up a lot higher. I have the power to do that too. It's a little bright up here, it's a little hot up here. We're gonna get this done pretty quick and then get back to doing our testing. In the absence of any kind of directions, there are 4 antenna wires. They're not receive only, these are gonna be receive and transmit, but I'm betting that these are 4 of the exact same antennas, just hopefully pointing in 4 different directions inside. Or it could just be one thing inside the box. That antenna is waterproof, and so as a result of it being waterproof, I don't really want to open it if it actually works. If it doesn't work and it's broken and I can't return it, then we'll open it up and we'll see what's going on inside. But for now, I need to get this thing hooked up. So what I have is the 4 different SMA connectors, and they're labeled antenna 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I've got 4 wires, so let's do it. So I've got the router hooked up to the 4 antenna wires, and then I have it plugged into the Dabson power supply. This is one of those power station type deals, and it has the USB-C on the front. This guy here doesn't like all kinds of USB-C power, but it is very happy with this. And what I find even more amazing, you guys aren't going to be able to see that at all because of the direct sunlight we're dealing with here. It's only pulling 6 watts to do this. That is awesome for power. That means this battery will last forever. All right, we are all set up on the roof. We've got the antenna plugged in. We've got it as straight up as possible. We got it as high as we can possibly get it right now. Maybe I can get a little higher if I really need to. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try this test again. 97 down, 51, half up is the number to test. Go. Not looking good so far. I mean, 20 down is meh, it's fine. We had a little spike of happier. Not yet. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to come back. We're going to try it again. Maybe it just needs a while to figure out where all the things are. All right. So we know as hams, you can make a vertical antenna that is omnidirectional, but there are 4 wires coming out of this. So does that mean there are 4 different antennas in here? I didn't get any better speed when I used this antenna. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and rotate it a quarter of a turn and see if that changes it. If I think this is north, south, east, west as an example. And if I go a half a turn, this would be north, south, east, west still. So that's not really going to do it. So I'm going to try and move it 1/4 turn to change the north, south to be north, south and point in a different direction. And luckily with this clamp mount that I've made, I can do that. All right, so let's see. I got it that way. I got it. I think that's going to do it. All right, we've got it rotated. And then we can do that speed test up here because the magic of wireless, not looking any better. So I wonder, it does say 4G, 5G, but I wonder if it's the wrong cut for the 5G and maybe that's why. Maybe I'm not getting the 5G connection here. But 16.6 and 1.5 means this isn't going to solve my problem. It didn't make worse usable. It just made worser. All right, maybe my head was in the wrong place, but it is hot out here and it is bright. And I'm looking at a mirror reflected screen right here, which is kind of ridiculous. So it's actually really hard to see. I looked in the T-Mobile app on my phone to try and switch to the external antennas, and it just dawned on me that setting is here on the screen that I can't see. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do this. So this is gonna be really interesting. Watch this feat of strength. Double glasses on because, you know, old man. And now I gotta lay down so I can see the screen without the sun. And there's something there. Single glasses? I can see it. Barely. There's no way to see this thing up here. Crappy cakes. All right, so I gotta get down, I gotta get inside, I gotta switch this, I gotta get back up, I gotta get it plugged in. This is gonna be fun. I'll be back. I would imagine that all the standard ham rules apply. So I have attached the antenna inside of the shack and we're booting up the router and you guys can't see that. I can barely see it. It's not bad. Oh, you can see it better than I can, geez. All right, let's get this thing booted up. I'm gonna get the settings changed. All right, it says your connection is good. We'll see about that. 0 messages. Internal antenna is active. This is what I was looking for. Change. Internal, external. So when I say all the regular ham stuff applies, I don't want to tell it that I have the external antenna installed without having these wires hooked up because it's going to try and transmit out of that. It is a piece of consumer electronics, so it should have some safeties built in, but I'm going to be smart. Connectivity may be briefly interrupted. We did it. Success. External antenna is active. Excellent. That doesn't appear to have changed. It does say external antenna, but I'm not seeing any better. Again, oh, we are indoors. And that wall is covered in metal siding, and that ceiling is a couple inches thick and has a rubber roof membrane and then a solar panel right above it. So I don't think we were getting out at all. And we lost a bar. And we just got a bar back. But for grins, let's check it out anyway while we're here. We might as well do it, right? My internet connection may be unstable. I can agree with that because I'm not getting connected. It says I'm connected. Yeah, I didn't think we'd get connected in this configuration, but I wanted to try because we were here because, you know, curiosity and all that stuff. Let's get this thing back up on the roof. Let's do this thing again now that I got it on the roof. We're back indoors. I'm connected. It's finding a server. It found one in Atkins, Iowa. Okay, we'll try it out because it's here and why not? Getting better. We went from 20 to 50 by changing the external antenna. I'm gonna give it some grace and say maybe it needs to figure itself out a little bit. Let's see what upload is. Better. Not good enough to do what I need to do, but it's better than it was. I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes and see if it can sort itself out and find some better stuff. But while I'm waiting for that, let me change it to the same test server. I'm on communications in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which is close to where I am. And let's see if that's any better. Not really. Yeah, let's give it 10 minutes. We'll come back. All right, last test. We got the external antenna set up. We have the antenna rotated 1/4 turn like before, and I'm gonna hit the go button. So far, not really impressed. I was hoping to get 5-ish up. Oh, it got worse. So rotating does help, but I don't know how else you could rotate it beyond that. All right, so I'm doing some editing on the video right now. I want to make sure that I'm a little more clear. I think it's really the area. Again, I'm down inside of a river valley. I'm probably like right here trying to shoot out to the cell towers. If I drive out of the campsite up the hill, cell service gets a heck of a lot better. So I don't have enough height to overcome the problem. This might do good for you depending on where you are because your situation is different than my situation. And that's one of the interesting things about how this thing works. You have to have somewhat okay line of sight to the tower. You have to have the ability to have a good signal to boost, and that's the problem that I'm at right now. I don't have a good enough signal to boost. I don't really know where the tower is. I bet if I were to find it that the omnidirectional antenna would help. The Yagi antenna, I probably don't have a straight line of sight without something in the way between me and the antenna, the cell tower, in order to make this thing work. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you have had a wonderful experience with one of these, please leave a comment down below. Let me know. This is not a wonderful experience. This is also not typical. T-Mobile, fantastic everywhere but here in this campsite so far. And I'm leaving this campsite in a couple of days, so problem solved in a different way. They do make them where they've got directional Yagis pointed out, and they're inside of little plastic covers, and they're kind of wedge-shaped, which might be a little bit better, but also is a lot more expensive. This one here was about 130 bucks shipped, and those are like $400 or $500. So let me know what your results were down in the comments below. If you want to try this out, I'll leave a link down there for you. Either way, it's always fun to play with something, and I had a pretty good time playing with it and sharing the results with you. So if you like watching somebody experiment with crazy antennas, even antennas that aren't ham antennas, then this is the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button down below. There's a video right over here I think you might enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.